Hey guys, how's it going? It's me, Amanda Gold. If you know who I am, then hello again and welcome back. If you're new to my channel, this is Kick Ass with Both Feet. That's like the name of my coaching. And if you're new to this, then welcome. Today is Tuesday, and I do a thing called your weekly TIT, and TIT stands for Try It Tuesday. And it's when I offer a challenge or an activity or a prompt or something that you can actually try and that I encourage you to try to have some kind of positive result in your life. So it's basically me sitting here coaching you, go out and try this thing and talk about and share the kind of results that you get from doing this. These are things that I do myself and have helped me a lot and that I work on with my clients and that I want to offer here for you to try. So welcome to your weekly TIT. Today's is a really cool one. I'm excited to share it with you. And let me just say before we get started that if you're wondering if you can work with me one-on-one, the answer is yes, of course you can. Please shoot me an email. I would love to hear from you. And my email is amandagoldmakesart@gmail.com. And we can set up a time to jump on the phone and I can answer some questions or just talk to you about what you're going through, what you need help with, and share if I think that I can help you and if we'd be a good fit. So there's no pressure to just find out more about what it would be like to get coached from me. And I would love to hear from you. And also, you can email just to send ideas for future videos, topics, questions, concerns. If you've tried this and you want to share some great result, or if it's not working for you, like please feel free to be in touch and let me know how you are and what's going on with you. All right, so having said that, let's jump into this week's TIT. Try It Tuesday. This one is about becoming who you're trying to be. So, and we're going to be looking at either habits that you can start implementing or ways that you can change your environment with the clear picture of who it is that you're actually becoming. So, this is based on the idea of like a lot of times when we're going for goals or trying to achieve some kind of result, we're doing it from this place of I'm missing this thing and I want this thing. So this shows up a lot with money, or if you're building a business, it's like I need to just like get this money, right? Or I need to build this business. But we're often doing it from a place of who we have been up until this point, and then we wonder why it doesn't work. Who I am now has got me what I have now. And if I want more, I have to become more. Not more in the sense of worthiness, like that's something, it's a whole other video. You're already worthy, you're already good enough, you already have everything you need, you're fundamentally deserving of all good things. When I say we need to become more, I'm saying like we need to expand to allow the bigger dream to be in our lives, to be the kind of person who creates those results. So too often we kind of get that backwards. Like we believe we're one way and then we're trying to like effort our way into these new results. And what we need to do is take a step back and look at our thinking and look at our beliefs about ourselves and look at who we are actually being and seeing where that's out of alignment with who we need to be to have the result we want. So for instance, if I want to be a successful entrepreneur and make a lot of money doing it, I need to put myself in the shoes of that kind of a person. Like, what does that person think about? How does that person live? What does she do with her time? What does she think about herself? What does she think about the world? How does she feel about money? How does she feel about charging for her services? These are all areas where we can look and really quickly find places where like, well, me now has some pretty fucked up beliefs about that. And so it's going to be really hard to create the results I want unless I change my mind. So one of the things I've been playing around with, ways that I've like cleaned up my apartment more or like created better habits for myself, is figuring out like who's the person that I want to be, what are the results I want to have. Really, that's the first thing. Like, what are the results I'm trying to create? What kind of person do I need to be that creates those results? And then what are some ways that I can start showing up that way in my life now? So one thing I figured out pretty quickly was like, if I'm trying to be a 6-figure earning coach, I don't think 6-figure coaches have like dirty dishes hanging around in their sink. Like in my mind, a wealthy, successful coach has like a clean home and she cares about herself and she takes pride in her surroundings. And like having a clean kitchen isn't just about like if someone can come over and not judge me for having a dirty kitchen. It's an act of generosity to myself, and it's an act of waking up in the morning and seeing like this clean slate and making my coffee from this place of beauty and love and respect for myself and my home and my surroundings, right? Now, for those of you who are joining, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What do you mean just do your dishes? Understand that I spent 16 years in active addiction and alcoholism and homelessness and abuse and all these things. So I'm a creative woman in recovery who's also talking about entrepreneurship and coaching and stuff. So some of the fundamentals that I coach people on are like basics about adulting or life that a lot of us didn't like get trained. So in a lot of ways we're learning a lot of new things, and we're also kind of relearning how to do seemingly simple tasks. So a little backstory there if you're like, what the fuck, just do your dishes. But anyways, so that was one of my struggles, and I was just kind of this gutter punk kid, and it was always like you let the dishes pile up in the sink until it gets too crazy and you really need a plate, and then you like begrudgingly wash a few, and it's all just very like low vibe and gross, and it's a bummer. So that was one of the ways I started getting into the habit of cleaning my sink out every night, staying on top of my dishes, keeping things tidy. Was I just thought about the kind of person that I'm trying to be, and does that person settle for living in filth or clutter, right? This shows up in my environment too. Like as an artist, this isn't an excuse. Not all artists are like this, but I was definitely one of those artists that collected a lot of things. I'm a mixed media artist a lot of times. And so I like to find things and I like to keep them. And part of this was being homeless and scrappy and stuff too, is I was just like resourceful. And if I found something that seemed like it could still be used, I would use it. But it just started to create a lot of clutter and a lot of like, someday maybe I'll make something with this. And so I really just had to kind of line up with what kind of artist am I? What kind of artist do I want to be? And then what does that space look like? What kind of studio would I have then? What kind of materials would I have? I realized I had to constrain myself a little bit. So I didn't want to necessarily try to be a muralist and a seamstress and a textile artist and a mixed media artist and a collage artist and a painter and a watercolor painter and acrylics and like all this stuff. It was really useful for me to like figure out where did I want to shine and how could I clear out my space to just reflect that. And then once I got that off the ground, then I could start to explore other mediums, other ideas, things like that. But for now, how can you make your environment match who you're becoming? If you're a writer, are you also collecting a lot of art supplies, and do you need to just like clear the clutter and chaos and just have like a nice writing area with your pens and your notebooks and the things that you like to write? So this also applies to things that you're not doing. Are you calling yourself an artist but never letting yourself make art, for instance? Like, is your secret dream to be an artist? And if you're not giving yourself the time to do that, you're out of integrity. And this Try It Tuesday is about figuring out a way to take small steps to do the things that the person that you're becoming and long to be would actually do. This shows up, there's another good way to use this if you're dating, right? Like if you're dating and you're looking for someone to spend your life with and to share a relationship with and grow in a commitment with, what does your home look like? What do you look like? I don't think you need to like gussy yourself up and look a certain way to attract a mate. That's not at all what I'm saying. But I am saying there is a way that we go out into the world and present ourselves that shows that we have respect for ourselves and would be open to receiving love. And so you might want to look around and say, like, is my home in alignment with someone who's looking to have a date over? Is my outfit today, the way that I carry myself, the way I feel about myself, is that in integrity with someone who's like, here I am, I deserve love, I'm ready to love someone else, I'm ready for this person to come into my life, right? There's all these great ways that we can start to just sort of adjust things to reflect back to us who we're becoming. So I hope this made sense. If it doesn't, shoot me an email or drop a comment. But your challenge this week essentially is to imagine yourself as the person that you're becoming. Imagine yourself as the successful entrepreneur. Imagine yourself as the artist. Imagine yourself in that relationship. Whatever it is that you're growing into, really feel into what that person is about. What do you think about? Where do you live? What's it look like? What do you do? And then take something from that vision and implement it into your life now. And if it means having a cleaner sink at night, do that. If it means making your bed every morning, no matter what, do that. If it means making time to make art first thing, no matter what, do that. If it means like sprucing up your wardrobe a little bit or cleaning your home a little bit, getting a plant, like whatever it looks like, find that one thing you can do to start to align with that person that you're becoming. And you'll see it ends up creating this momentum. It's so cool. Like you start to believe like, I am that person. Like, holy shit. Not only, this isn't just some faraway goal that I'm hoping to become or maybe even secretly don't believe I can ever be. You take these baby steps and you start to prove to yourself, like, I am that person. I am becoming that person. I can step fully into that identity. And then those things just build off of each other, and you'll find more ways that you can express yourself in that way until pretty soon you are that person living in that dream. And then it's time for the next big one, right? So hope this helps. You're amazing. Thanks for being here. Send me an email at amandagoldmakesart@gmail.com if you want to know more or if you want to work with me. And I will see you in a few days with a Saturday video. And we're talking about courage and another word that starts with C. Collaboration. Yay. All right. So I will see you soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.